Does anyone want to play the day stage?
Dave. Dave, you should play the Dave stage.
I get to play a Dave stage?
Play Dave
You only
stage.
play one Dave stage out of your playthroughs.
Is there any Chris stages?
Chris stages rhymes with night stages, so you get all the night stages.
It's crazy how much I actually agree with that.
Chris, you don't... Do you want to do a night stage?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
no.
yes, please.
Good boy.
Good, that's the answer I wanted to hear.
I love to be Sonic, but more like if he was a werewolf, Sonic.
Do you want
Dude,
that?
we got something cooking for you.
No. It can't be.
So this game has crashed like twice. And here we are, still playing it.
Just for the audience, I just want to say that about 18 different times, Corey has gotten up, spiked the controller on the ground, promised us we would never play this again. Yet I feel like every single day this gets booted back up.
Welcome to like the life of a Sonic fan. How do I do this?
Why? Right?
Why? Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, wow, that was very helpful.
Dude, that reminds me of the spike blocks at Super Nintendo World Universal.
Dude, it does.
Dude, remember?
Dude, I'm trying to get up
Mario
here.
World.
We did. We went to Universal yesterday. You should tell that story, Chris. It's funny.
Okay, so we were standing in Super Nintendo World. Everything was going well. But we saw Princess Peach in her little outdoor stall. And we couldn't help but notice that that damn Mario costume guy was like standing nearby. He kept looking over at Peach. And I was like, something's off. And then, when nobody in the park was looking at Mario, he had like a brief moment where everyone was like, okay, Mario, we're bored with you now. We're gonna look at Luigi. He fucking ran over to Peach.
I can't even describe what happened next. It's so fucked up.
It shocked me.
Let's just stop talking about it.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it.
Let's not bring it up.
That wasn't the story I was talking about, Chris, though.
That was a made-up story. What was your story?
the real one about, like...
Is when I took a picture of Mario, but he fucking jump scared me and I pissed myself in front of him.
No.
The moment the camera shutter snapped.
When he jumped and he scared you. I didn't think he jumped so high.
How did they do that? It's Hollywood Universal.
Corey, what story are you talking about? A bunch of shit happened. So we went to Universal.
We hid it from Dave for like 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah, that was funny.
I genuinely feel like an idiot. Chris was like, we're gonna go to a special breakfast tomorrow, Davey. A little Davey special breakfast. I was like, okay.
Yeah, Dave, and I was like, we have to get up at 8 in the morning. And he's like, why? He's like, we're going to a fancy restaurant. And he's like, a fancy restaurant at 8 a.m.? Oh, that's gay. And I'm like, I know, but we have to do it. Everyone's going. And he's like, okay. And then on the way there, I was like pointing out all these things in the distance. Like there's trees on top of a mountain. I'm like, that's where we're going, dude. He's like, wow. But yeah, there was stupid trees on a mountain. He's like, wow. And I was like, yeah, it's like a crazy Asian restaurant where they combine Japan, Korea, and China all into one Asian restaurant.
Which is a very good lie.
I was like, how will they do it? I was like, will it be awesome? Will there be like kung fu masters there?
I was like, it's like a foresty, cool mountaintop restaurant. It's very fancy. And then we were like driving into Universal and he still didn't get it. He was still like, huh, we're driving through Universal to get to the restaurant. That makes me feel
truly stupid. I noticed on the way back that there were like 1,000 signs for like Mario things that I just missed.
Yeah, and then it literally took us being like driving up into the fucking like ticket booth for you to be like, wait a minute.
Well, when we were pulling up, I was like, why do we have to drive through Universal? I was like, I don't get it.
It was funny.
Imagine if we did. Just
I was like, do you finally get it, you stupid nitwit?
And then I was like, yeah, I do. I get it.
I will say though, going to the Mario Land Universal thing was kind of like, I was like soaring hard. It's just that my heart was beating fast. It was just like so exciting because like they really did a good job with the aesthetic. Yeah. It looked really good.
It was cool.
This is gay.
I'll give him that.
You're down playing it.
I've already been to it.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, really?
It was new for us, but...
Whoa. What did you think of it the first time you went, Chris?
I got a little childlike wonder. I was like, wow. Oh, I'm standing in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Aww.
There's Mario, there's Luigi, there's Princess Peach. One thing that really bothered me though was we were in the ride for Mario Kart and they had Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach and Toad's outfits all hanging, but they were all the same proportion and size.
Yeah, so it was a little weird.
Princess Peach is wearing this like dumpy Mario suit.
Yeah, they didn't have a boob
That's what
window.
you care about.
That made me sick to think about that.
I almost puked in my mouth just seeing that.
No!
by the end of the day, Corey was like, and it's like, okay, Corey,
very accurate representation of someone who's tired at the end of the day.
We were like, you can go home. We spent money so we could like re-ride rides, and we hadn't done that yet, so we wanted to get the bang for our buck. So we were like, let's go.
Are you telling the Simpsons stories?
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yeah. So basically, I was like, Dave, we've done all the best rides. Let's go re-ride the Mummy like 4 times in a row. And he's like,
which is the best ride?
But he was like, I want to ride the Simpsons ride. And I was like, Dave, the Simpsons ride sucks.
It's really bad.
It's fine one time in your life, but he had already been on it one time in his life.
I just wanted to see how it held up.
But I was like, Dave, you're wasting our time. And I was like, Dave, we're gonna stand in that stupid queue. The Simpsons ride is like 4 waiting rooms in a row. Like
it is crazy. You know, I didn't really think that'd be true. I thought you were exaggerating, but you actually weren't kidding.
No, it's 4 waiting rooms, and they're all more awkward than the last. Like the first one, you're standing, and you can see like Patty and Selma and Apu, and they're making these little gags, and they're glitching, and you're like, this is charming.
In the waiting room, and they were playing all the weird like prompts, and then he was like, Dip. Because normally in the room they're like, "Hello, I'm Apu. What do you want to? You're waiting for your ride."
Patty and Selma, and you know Willie, the groundskeeper.
Yeah.
His line was beginning, but he went. Just like cut out, and then the room got like deathly silent. The Simpsons ride has the most awkward waiting rooms. Everyone's like afraid to say anything. There's just like really awkward Simpsons clips playing. But there was a part on that ride. Sorry, you move into the first waiting room where there's at least a few gags happening. Then they move you into a really like small waiting room where you have to stand with other people. And it was like me, Dave, and Jack, and we were just like standing, and there was like one guy and his little sister, and it was like, oh, this is so awkward, and it's so deathly silent. And then they move you into the actual room with the car that you get into. And then they like sat us down, and it was just dead fucking silent. Nobody wanted to speak, and it was like me, Dave, and Jack, and random guy sitting to my right, right?
Random guy.
And random quiet guy. But when I was getting into my seat, I like looked him in the face, he looked me in the face, and he did the weirdest like face I've ever seen. It was like he grimaced his teeth at me, and I was like, ugh. And then I sat down, and it was just silent, right, Corey?
Yeah.
And then,
Chris, I was gonna say, again, when we were waiting for that ride to start, that had the funny thing where it's like, Homer came on, he's like, okay, now you're right.
It kept breaking. Yeah. But then,
that's kind of scary. It's like they were dying in the midst of your ride.
Basically, right? But then it basically said, the ride's beginning! And then it didn't begin. We were just in silence again. And then I was like, this is so awkward. And then everyone was just like, what's happening?
I think it exhausted the full clip because that teenager read the board and then it just gave us a random waiting gif.
Yeah. It was like a weird random thing I'd never seen before. But then the guy to my right, I fucking swear to God, he started going, and he did it for like fucking like 5 minutes straight. I was like, I'm so fucking uncomfortable. I really just want this ride to start. And then it finally went, oh, hey, the ride's starting. And then he went, finally. And I was like, and then the ride happened. And then, the ride was over. And when we were leaving, I'm like, I never, ever want to get into this fucking ride again. I've been on it probably like 20 times in my life, and that was the worst one ever.
That was just my second one. I will say, Chris, I'm glad we did it because it's fun to see it based on how I saw it as a kid. Because as a kid, I was and I thought that was a real roller coaster that took you around.
Dave thought that the Simpsons ride was like real.
But I didn't know.
There's this like dirty ass like cum stained screen. You're like, this is real.
I was 12 or some shit, dude. I don't fucking remember.
It is a charming ride. Like once it actually begins, it's fun. But the wait is so fucking excruciating.
It's not worth it.
I was because I remember that it was a cartoon.
Sorry, idiot.
I was nervous that the actual writing for the ride would be bad because the waiting line stuff is like kind of like cringy.
Yeah.
But the actual writing when you're on the ride,
it's fun.
I don't know what just
it's
happened.
good. Like Maggie becoming huge, it's fun.
Yeah.
Now what I liked, one thing that did make me laugh was the
Mummy ride?
Yeah, it got pointed out that like in the Mummy ride, like you go into a room that has really bad acoustics and it really brings up a big 3D head on a screen and you can't hear what he's saying because the echo's too bad.
Yeah, no, the Mummy's face like appears in sand and he basically goes, he just like screams.
Is that where you shoot?
Yeah, he literally goes,
yeah, because he comes up, he says a whole thing and then he like blows up and screams when he does it. So you can't hear anything and it literally just feels like a gag. bag.
The Mummy ride is so epic.
The Mummy ride is the best ride there,
so cool.
The Harry Potter ride made me really sick because it kept like leaning back and forth like I was on a boat.
Oh, that one feels so
nauseating.
awesome.
When we rewrote the Harry Potter ride, it broke down literally 1 minute before we were supposed to get off.
Yeah.
You called it. You said this ride breaks down all the time. It's awesome. And then it didn't break down when we did it, but it did, I guess, the second time.
Yeah. You know what was really funny about the Jurassic Park ride? Because Niall was there, and he was like, oh, I can't wait. I've never been to Universal. And then we were getting Jurassic Park, and he's like, oh, I can't wait to see the dinosaurs. I'm like, oh man, there's no dinosaurs. It's just like a cool educational thing. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, you just like talk to like Alan Grant, and he like writes down in books and shows you cool pictures. And he's like, I guess that sounds fun. And then we got on one of the screens of the Jurassic Park's big water lizard just turned off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when we looked to the left. One of my favorite things about the rides at Universal is like trying to like break the immersion. So like when you're, you know, at the end of the Harry Potter ride when you're being carried away and Dumbledore's like, thank you for coming to Hogwarts. If you keep looking at the screen when you're not supposed to be, you could just see the video restarting and like shit.
No.
Like, yeah, I like love that.
You like ruining your immersion?
Yeah, like being like, wow, they really just used a shitty MP4 like I would. That's so cool.
It's charming.
I do think it is charming that even though everybody on the rides is just like some big fat Soylent guy, they're just like, you were the coolest guy we ever met. I loved every second hanging out with you.
We were saying every time you get off a ride, like the staff have to clap for you, and you're like, yup, I did that.
I did that.
Yup.
Me.
I'm basically like really awesome.
So rewriting the Mummy multiple times, like the first time we wrote it and they clapped, I was like, yes, I did it. But then going on it multiple times, seeing them clap and seeing the sad look on their face, I was like, oh.
It is kind of sad.
You poor bastards. The Jurassic Park one, dude, that thing, it said like, you will get wet. And I was like, yeah, I was like, okay, so I'll get a little wet. I told you,
I said you get a little wet. I said you get a little smidge of wet.
But then I saw like that kid behind us wearing the raincoat poncho thing. Yeah. I was like, oh no.
Dude, I've rode that like so many fucking times as well, and that is the wettest I've ever gotten. Like, I think I was the wettest guy when we got off of it.
Why can't you get this?
Dude, that thing,
like, all the dinosaurs kept spitting on me, and then
yeah, I know.
Like every single droplet that could have fallen fell on me.
Yes,
like,
I know.
It was so good.
On the Jurassic Park ride, you're going through water, and the little dinosaurs will pop up, and they'll giggle and laugh and like snort water on you and like piss on you from like the thing.
They like goatee their assholes open and spray water on you.
They do, and they got it. If that didn't get us soaked enough, we were sitting up front. The horrible mistake. And yeah, when we went down, it literally like, oh cute, I'm gonna get a little wet. And I was literally drenched from my balls to my ass crack for like almost the whole day.
What's funny is we took that tour, right?
Yeah, the Universal tour. Oh, that was so fucking bad.
And normally it's fun.
Yeah, I love that. Like, I love that tour.
Yeah, it is good, but man, like we got to the fucking like the Jaws attraction thing, and all the water was out. It's like, sorry, we're doing some maintenance. It's like that was another one of those like events that you like experience.
Can I tell a story about that real fast?
Yeah.
So you guys were like, we gotta go on the tour, Dave. It's cool. And I was like,
so wait, we were talking about the Universal Studios backlot tour. Where you get to drive through the like studio of Universal's in a bus.
Right. And so like at the beginning, they're like, here's the movies that we filmed here. I was like, okay, this is gonna be like gay and boring, but you know these guys want to do it, and it's a nice day trip, and this will be relaxing.
Yeah.
So we get on it, and then based Adam, he managed to just save those glasses, the 3D glasses. So we get to the little part where the guy who made Kong Skull Island, he's like, hey everybody, you might want to put your little glasses on.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, a little fucking thing's gonna pop up in 3D and it'll be and then I don't even know how they did it. The bus gets like clamped down and it like fucking like shakes it back and forth like Kong jumps around the bus. I was like shitting myself at first.
I love that.
I did not know that was gonna happen.
That part's awesome.
We didn't have our glasses and it still looks sick.
Yeah, when we got on, they rushed us onto the bus, and then we realized, wait, don't we need glasses or something?
Adam pulled one like literally behind his ear like a magician, and he was like, here you go, Dave.
That's so nice.
I was like, oh.
He saved it for you.
He did, and it was cool.
We should talk about halfway through the tour. It brings you through the set of Nope.
That's what I wanted to get to, because you guys were talking about the Simpsons like fucking like.
Yeah, like, we're just talking about all the things that went wrong at Universal.
But that's what happened. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was happening, but apparently
you can pull an emergency line at any point if you're dying or being killed or like.
Yeah, no, the lady driving the bus, she was so good. She was like, okay, guys, if you really need to shit or piss yourselves, you pull the red line, but only if you really need to shit or piss yourselves, okay? And then we got to Nope, and it was like, get ready, because we're gonna do a Nope thing that's going to blow your mind. And then right as it was starting, the red line got pulled, and she's like, oh, so someone pulled the red line. And then she's like got off the bus. She's like, I'm looking for who pulled the red line. And then she like walked near me and she went, really? Someone dropped their lollipop? That's it?
Yes.
Oh. Didn't you say she's like, all that for a goddamn
she's
sucker?
like, all this for a fucking lollipop?
Yeah, it's like, how can you be that? First of all, not her. She's just doing her job. But how can you be so fucking inconsiderate for like the people around you because your fucking dumb brain dead child dropped a sucker because they were fucking throwing it out the window the whole fucking time?
That was also funny because when it stopped, like the guy from Key and Peele, he's like, this is where we made dope or something. He's like, oh, what's that? I think something crazy about it.
Yeah, and then it froze on that.
But like we're watching that while the buses are stopped and all the houses nearby are like shaking for the Nope set, but we're just standing still. And then after a while, the video froze and all the houses stopped shaking.
Yeah.
And then they finally continued the tour, and they're like,
they basically act onward. Like they didn't even like acknowledge that we'd missed anything. They were just like, on to the next thing.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh great, that makes a lot of fucking sense.
But Corey, at the end of that ride, we were stuck on the bus for another like 20 minutes.
Oh my god, I was losing my mind. I'm already so impatient.
My theory is that someone threw that child off the bus.
Oh god, I hope so.
Yeah.
They should have.
And the fucking parents with them. Take the whole family out. That's what I'd fucking do.
That whole tour is like the most relaxing, charming thing ever. And then they do that Kong thing like halfway through, and you're like, man, are they gonna end with something even better? And then they end with like the stupidest like Fast and Furious.
Ugliest, like it's terrible 3D.
It's like fucking Saints Row 1. It's like crazy.
It's horrendous. They have like this weird party with like The Rock and stuff, and it looks so lame and like boring. And
the acting for it is really bad, but
so dumb.
The action part, I thought was charming.
It's funny. But there's a part where you drive in and they're all like having a party in their garage. They're like, yep, let's bring the ladies in, and it's like this like brightly lit shitty garage with like 5 people in it.
So fake and cringy. We didn't have our glasses, so it looked extra stupid.
Oh yeah.
So we were just like, this is really dumb.
I thought it was cool.
They just need to get rid of it or upgrade it. You're telling me fucking XXX doesn't have any goddamn money anymore? They make a movie every fucking week, dude. Just get some new money together and make a new 3D thing.
To me, it feels like the whole tour is like perfect, and then that kind of ruins it.
Yeah, it just gets really weird.
I wouldn't say it ruins it, but it's definitely not as cool as Kong Island.
It's not.
No, that one's awesome.
Oh, Chris, talk about ruining the immersion or trying to. So they do that cool part where they're like, here's our sound studio, but then the whole thing breaks apart and like you're in like a Resident Evil, like gas trucks exploding and all that.
Yeah.
But like during that, while like the room's like flooding and the gas truck's exploding, and they're like, oh my god. If you look to the side, there was just like a fat guy in the control panel.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw him.
And he was so unbothered.
He was like, oh.
He's like, well, I guess I'm dead now. Didn't care.
I saw that guy. He was just sitting there like, oh, god damn it.
I thought you were talking about like the people in the actual thing when you said that. Because you told me that, and I looked over and saw this guy whose arms were, he's like falling asleep bored.
Yeah, there's a little guy who's like pushing the buttons to make all this shit happen. He just looks unbothered.
Working on any ride where it just repeats itself over and over would drive you crazy no matter what.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Nice, cool.
You have to dissociate.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is just a job for them. Good. The first time experiences for that stuff is cool, though.
What?
Yeah, no, it was really cool.
Dude, the Harry Potter thing where you go under the Whomping Willow, I was like, oh, it's gonna smack me.
All that stuff is really cool, though. They do it really well in the Harry Potter, even though it was making me sick to my stomach. I can't deny that randomly in the dark, these fucking weird things pop out. Those like screamers that steal your soul. I don't know what they're called.
The Dementors.
Yeah, it was just like pitch dark. I couldn't see anything, and suddenly it flew forward. Like,
oh Jesus, yeah, that one's
scary.
awesome.
I never used the bathroom in Harry Potter World, but if you're a dude and you go in the bathroom, you can hear Moaning Myrtle like moaning while you piss, and it's really weird.
It's not only that, you also hear like bloop, 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 like bubbles and shit, and she's like, oh, finish quickly. Bloop, bloop. It's weird.
I do like that they even do that for the bathroom.
It's charming.
The Mario one does the underwater music and that, and it does like little coin gathering.
I should have used that. I should have shit in Mario World.
Yeah, you fucked up, dude.
You missed like all the fishy stain on the
You take a shit, you go,
he's like, don't forget the flushy. Don't forget to feed the toad.
Ah!
Sorry, Corey.
Yeah, I did bad.
Mushrooms feed on shit.
Ew. Now I see why Mario doesn't like mushrooms on his spaghetti anymore.
Oh man, remember the Mario restaurant? That had the most delicious spaghetti ever.
It was really good. I hadn't had spaghetti in a while. It was nice.
I was expecting it to be nasty.
It was actually tasty somehow. I don't know how they did
tasty.
Oh, dude, when Every single ride we went on, I'd well. First of all, not blacked, but I did just want to be on my phone. I do just want to hold my phone out, but I totally don't trust that I wouldn't drop the phone into the train tracks and like derail us and kill everyone.
You had your phone out on the Jurassic Park thing. I'm like, you need to put that phone away.
That was dude. At certain parts of the park, you can just barely. Wall.
Man, if you die in this, what the fuck? If you get hurt, it's like that's it. You're like fucked.
Where the fuck are you?
Have fun playing more of the stage, dude.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, dude, you saved yourself.
Yeah,
you got to do
that's
more.
kind of cool.
That was crazy.
Oh, I see. It's just keep like. I just keep falling the same fucking part. Awesome.
You can save yourself.
But that is cool. That's smart. Good thinking. This part's crazy.
Chris, the park was cool.
It is cool. But I've been there so many times, I'm like sick of it.
Yeah.
What?
That will be the last time ever, Dave.
What?
Consider yourself lucky.
I do. Dude, I've always wanted to see the Mario Land thing.
Oh my god! Jesus.
It was fucking perfect.
We could talk about how Adam got yelled at.
Did he?
Yeah, when we were in that Mario store, you guys were soying over like Mario hats.
I was, yeah.
Adam was just standing there, me and him were talking, and then he said like, that goddamn something, and then a mom just walked up to him and went, "Don't curse in front of my child."
I would just said, "Shut up."
Dude, no, he in the moment, he was like, "Oh, sorry." He was like, "What did I say?" I was like, "Wait, you just said like, damn." And then she walked away, and I was like, what the fuck was her problem?
Dude, people are so like, I get that it's like, you don't want to curse, and it was like, going into Mario Land, be like, look at that fucking, it's like, it's hard not to, because it's just like, cursing is just a part of my vocabulary too. But like, Corey, if you go out of your way to be a parent who's like, don't curse, it's like, I will just be like, fuck you.
Damn,
like,
I'm sick of damn being a curse. In America, that's the worst thing ever. America needs to take damn off of the curse dictionary.
But then it won't be cool anymore.
It was never cool. It's not even a curse.
You know, I can't even think of how many times I say damn. I have to be pretty pissed to say damn. It's like I'm going back to the Stone Ages with that one.
That one's boring.
I say goddamn when I play games.
Well, I say like this fucking thing. I don't say this damn thing. That's like AVG and this goddamn ass thing. Damn.
How is that a curse? Damn.
It's not. She's just a dumb, old, god-fearing woman who needed to be, well,
dude, Mega Man says damn in Mega Man X. So it's not a cuss. It was in a kid's game.
It was, Shadow said damn. Come on. If Shadow can say it, why can't I say it?
Chaos Emerald.
Yeah. He's like, where's that goddamn Chaos Emerald?
Where's that fucking Chaos Emerald? Damn it.
Every time he dies, he goes, damn.
He says, no.
Damn, not here.
Gay.
Gay.